Greetings and welcome back to my channel once again. Now, let's talk about something that we all know very well. It's fear. Well, it's that voice in our head that keeps whispering that you are not good enough and you will fail and that you don't belong. But it's also the knot in your stomach when you are about to take a risk, the hesitation that you get when you are stuck. Fear feels like a bully, doesn't it? But there's some good news about it. You can take the control back. You don't have to let fear ruin your life and ruin your career. Well, I want to share why fear holds us back in three practical steps so that it will be easier for us to move through it, not by ignoring it, but by facing it head on. So, first, let's understand what is fear. Well, fear is just a feeling, it's a survival tool, but which is already ingrained in our brains. When our ancestors faced real dangers like predators or starvation or fear, they kept them alert, ready to fight. It's also known as fight or flight hormone, which releases fear. That racing heart, those sweaty palms, they are your body's way in order to prepare you for a particular action. But today, most of us, they aren't running from tigers. Instead, we are afraid of failing for just one minute test. So it has become like that. Speaking in public, even there's a hesitation to that, or even measuring up someone's Instagram's highlight reel or even a story or anything like that. The problem is our brains haven't caught up yet. They treat every very like life or death situation, and that's when the fear starts to threaten us and control us. I remember a time when fear had me in its grip. I was offered a chance to, lead a project at work, which I had dreamt of. But the moment I said yes, that voice kicked in and it said, "You are not ready. What if you mess it up entirely? Everyone will see you as a fraud, or everyone will see you in a negative way." So I almost backed out. But has it ever happened to you? Maybe it's in your college days, or maybe it's in your job that you didn't apply for, or maybe a conversation that you avoided just because you felt inferior, or a passion you shelved because fear said don't even try. Well, that's fear doing what it does. It does it very well, and keeping us small, keeping us safe, and keeping us stuck at one particular phase of life. But here's the thing: fear it doesn't have to win. Let's talk about how to take back the control with three simple steps. Step one is name the fear. So firstly, find out what is the fear. So you then call the fear out. When you feel that anxiety is creeping in, pause and ask, what am I actually afraid of? Is it failure? Or is it rejection? Or is it just looking foolish? This naming makes it powerful. It's like turning a light in a dark room, and then suddenly the monster is not at all scary. So for me, with that work project, I realized that I was afraid of letting people down. Once I named it, I could say that it wasn't my ability. It was just my worry about others' opinion, about how they think how I am. Try this next time you are scared. You just write down what the fear is and be specific to the point, and you'll be surprised how much clearer the things get. Now, moving on to step two, challenge the story. Well, fear tells us stories. They are really awful. They are just in our minds, but they are really awful. Things like you will fail, no one will like you, you are not as good as them. All these sound familiar. These aren't facts. They are just thoughts that keep running in our heads, and thoughts can be wrong. So question them, ask them, is this true? What is the evidence? When I am stressing about the project, I ask myself, have I ever failed at something like this before? The answer was no. I handled tougher tasks than this in my college days. So why should I worry now? I was not letting fear take the control at all. Yeah, here's the trick. When fear tells you that you a story that you are not this, you are not that, and etc. If it says you will bomb that presentation, remind yourself, I have prepared, I know my stuff, and I have done this before. If you tell these three things, then you can take back the control easily, and you can replace the lie with evidence of your strength. Just moving on to the step three, that is act anyway. This is kind of a big step that you have to take. Fear wants you to freeze and get stuck, but the courage isn't about the feeling. It's about moving forward despite the fear. It's like champions don't get stuck, they move forward, they keep moving ahead. Even though it's a big fear factor for them, they just knock it out of the way. You don't have to leap into the deep and right away, but you can start small. If you're scared of for example public speaking, then you don't need to sign up for a TED talk or something big like that tomorrow itself. Try speaking in a few small meetings first, maybe your friends, and then next, if you are afraid of rejection, then you can slowly start by asking for something low stakes For example, you can join a club like Toastmasters, or you can do anything smaller. So each small action, it provides your brain some tuning that fear doesn't get to decide. So all these will tune your brain accordingly. So when I took coming back to my example of my project, I didn't want the fear to enter into my brain at all. I wanted it to vanish with one task, then another task. Soon I was in the flow of doing the task that I didn't have fear at all. So action is what builds the confidence. So if you are just stuck in one particular point and you're not able to move forward, then that's when the fear starts to dominate you and it starts to kick in. So this action, this act of not getting stagnant, it builds your confidence, and then the confidence is what shrinks your fear. So confidence is the main enemy of fear. So if you build enough confidence by actions speak louder than words is what they say. So show in the actions and fear automatically will disappear. And this is the biggest step of all the three steps, and this is the final step. Now let's be real. None of this means fears will go away forever. It's not a thing that will go away forever. It's always there. It's so if it's an enemy of confidence, if confidence is there, fear also for sure would be there forever. So even the most successful people feel it, but the difference is that they don't let it drive them, but they drive the fear away. So this is the thing. This is the key takeaway. Then think about someone you admire. Maybe someone athlete, artist, or even a leader. So do you think they never feel scared? Well, of course they do. But they have learned how to treat fear like a passenger and not the pilot. So don't make fear the pilot to drive the your life's plane, but just make it a passenger and give it a comfortable seat at the back. So if they are able to do it, then you can also do it. So here's one more bonus tip that I would like to give. Uh, well, it's really a common term that we use nowadays. It's called self-passion or self-compassion. When fear makes you feel small, and it talk to yourself that you would like that as speak to yourself like you're speaking to someone else. If your best friend said, "I am terrified, I'll fail, I didn't learn anything," or something like that, or tomorrow is not my day, you wouldn't say that, yeah, you'll probably fail, you can't do anything. You won't say that, right? Because he's your best friend. So what would you say? You would say that you have got this. Even if it's messy, you will learn from it. For sure, the exam is going to be very easy. You're going to build his confidence so that you can drive away his fear. So give yourself away the same kindness. Instead of giving to others, just tell yourself that no, it's not going to be tough, it's going to be very easy, you can do it. So these are the self-compassion or the self-talk that you have to do. That positive self-talk is a major thing to build up your confidence and to drive away the stress or the fear that it's going to be easy. It's not like you're pretending you are perfect, but it's like knowing you are good enough to face the challenge. It's just like telling you are you, no matter what. So what's one thing that you have been avoiding because of fear? Well, maybe it's a tough conversation, but chasing a goal or just trying to be something new, whatever it is, I challenge you that you should take one step forward in your life and keep moving. Name the fear, then challenge it, and then act on it. And don't get stagnant in any phase of life. So if you get stagnant, that's when fear overtakes your confidence. And if confidence is low, then fear is the clear winner over there. So it won't be easy, but it will be worth it if you try these three particular steps that I have told you today. Because every time you do, you're telling fear to run away. That you don't have the control in my life. You are just a passenger in the back seat. So you just keep trying all these three steps that I have told you. Just start small. Start small from the day-to-day tasks that you do. Let's see how fear uh, takes control on you. Just imagine what your life would look like if you stop letting fear to dominate you. Well, it would be a wonderful life if you just remove away that particular component of fear in your life. You would take the risks. You would be taking more and more risks that excite you, and you would speak for what matters, and then you would chase the dreams which have long buried it. And that version of you isn't very far away. And if I could do it for one particular work project, then I think everyone can do it in their small day-to-day tasks, or even jump to a bigger tasks. And it's that it's waiting for you, and a bigger task is waiting for you, and that's what I believe in. Because we are not here to do small tasks, we are here to achieve big, we are here to dream big, and what's stopping us is this component of fear. So just boost your confidence with these three steps. So as I close, I would like to leave you with this particular quote that I love. Fear is a signal, it's not a sentence. It's here to alert you, it's not to stop you. I would like to repeat again. Fear is a signal, it's not a sentence. It's here to alert you and not to stop you. So listen to it, learn from fear, and don't let it decide who you are and what you would be doing. You are stronger than your fear, and your life is too big to be lived small. Thank you.